The second phase of Honolulu Skyline is set to open next week, taking riders from Aloha Stadium to the Kalihi Transit Center on Middle Street. It will add 4 additional stops to the Skyline route, which includes Daniel K. Inouye International Airport. Joining us now is Honolulu Mayor Rick Blangiardi. Aloha and good morning, Mayor.
Sam, good morning, and aloha to you and Sarah.
Great to see you. So, this is a big step, right?
Big step.
Adding the airport. What do you think this will do for riders as well as residents?
Well, we're going to try to build ridership. Let me just explain. This is 5.2 miles additional, but it gets us through the next 4 stops all the way to Middle Street. The real key to this is the 2 employment centers of Pearl Harbor and the airport. And for that matter, people just going back and forth to the airport. So, you know, when we opened up the first segment on June 30th and 23, you know, we knew that going to Aloha Stadium was a bit of a disadvantage because we really couldn't run bus services out of there the way we wanted to, the express bus lanes where people get off. Or for that matter, we really weren't taking people ideally where they wanted to go, like to work and home in the evening. This now creates that. So we're right on time. I feel really good about it. You know, the trains, we've been testing it. One of the things that we've really focused on over the last couple of years was the operation. These trains run at a 99.84% accuracy. So I know a lot of our viewers have traveled to Japan. People always come back and they marvel at the efficiency of the trains in Japan. This is just like that. So we're really proud of the system. The trains are beautiful. We're ready to go. We're going to be working. You're going to be hearing a lot about Skyline, always on time. And I think there are so many benefits to this as we begin to talk to the public. The efficiency of it, the certainty of it. You know, we all know, and I've been out there so many times in the evening out to the west side thinking, I could never do this every day. You know, people being able to predict when they can get home, just the fact that it's safe, it's efficient, you know, and it's beautiful. I think people are going to be so surprised. So, look, we didn't really emphasize the ridership. We really focused since the last segment on operating it to make sure we could do that and ongoing construction because we're now coming down the Dillingham corridor. This is the time now where you're going to be hearing a lot more about Skyline, encouraging people to ride. We've been averaging about 3,500 visitors a day. Our goal is to build it to 25,000 a day on this segment. Ultimately, when we get to South Street and Halikuila 5 years from now, we think it'll be about 85,000 a day. So this is a whole new era. This is really the opening of Skyline. That first phase we had to do contractually. We knew it really, it didn't help with Aloha Stadium becoming what it became. But even there, though, the multimodal service, which has always been a key component of this, really comes into play now. We will have express buses at Lagoon Drive, 1 every 10 minutes, just like when the train arrives. That will take you to University, 1 stop, downtown 2 stops, in Waikiki from 54 stops to 14. So we can really push a lot of people further east than just the 2 employment centers. But the combination of all of this, once we really now start to educate and expose the public to it, is unprecedented. We're really excited, really proud. This is incredible. I've been on train systems all over. I just was in Japan recently, and that's incredible what they do out there. I would tell you. But compared to the stuff I used to ride back east, this is really, really good. And I think once people start to get into it, you know, it's a shift. We know that. But I really believe that we're going to have a lot of happy customers. We've been out there talking to a lot of people. Everybody who rides it, they say the same kind of things. Oh, it's beautiful, it's fast, it's easy. This is great. Now we're going to get more people. That's what this is about.
Yeah, is that why you're so confident? Mayor, likewise, I've gone to Japan. I've ridden public transportation all across the country, West Coast, East Coast. Riding Skyline is a wonderful experience. But we talked about the use case wasn't there in the first segment, being that you do have this use case and being that the experience is what it is. You feel like once people get a grasp of that, you'll get the ridership numbers.
Yeah, that's what we're going to do. We're going to do everything we can. And you'll be hearing it, you'll be seeing it. We just started last week to entice people to do that. I think once they make that shift, in fact, I'm really confident that they will because there's so many benefits to this as we'll be talking about it. But, you know, at the end of the day, this is a historic moment for Honolulu. This really now begins to manifest. So with this second phase in building the ridership, and as we can now come and build the last segment, which is an incredible piece of construction, building really a bridge through downtown, is an exciting era. I'm just really confident people are going to go, wow, this is what I was waiting for. So here we go. We're ready.
The ridership obviously important in keeping the finances operational. As far as you get to the end of this project, how does the city keep these costs from ballooning as you get to the end?
Look, we're under control on the cost of construction. You know, that's the recovery plan we sold to the FTA. Right now, everything is on schedule. Let me just be clear, okay, because we have an incredible bus service here as well. That is from an operational standpoint. our expense line, the single biggest expense. It's what you get for your tax dollars. We're not looking for Skyline to be a profitable entity per se. So we're not looking necessarily at the cash box, if you will, to do that. This is a public service, so that's an augmentation. We want the riders because what the ridership says, it's speaking to the convenience that this was designed to do to make lives easier for people, to be able to live along and close to a rail line, be able to commute, save money. Perhaps in a lot of cases, young families know you only need one car now versus the two. And not the least of which is when you live in the West Side, you resign yourself to a really difficult commute each and every day, both coming and going. One of the things that we haven't really talked much about is that we built it from west to east, right? So there's been all this thing about coming into town and the efficiency of coming to work. One of the real benefits in this is being able to get home when you want to get home. And most people going home are tired at the end of the day, and that commute gets even tougher than it does certainly in the morning. But now the predictability of being able to come home, be on time for dinner, be on time maybe go to your kids' practice, all kinds of stuff like that. So there's just so many different benefits to this that I think people, once they start to do it, it's designed to add to the quality of life. It's not about necessarily making a profit off of this. It never was designed to be that way. Obviously, the more riders, the better. But this is what people get for their tax dollars.
You talk about quality of life. There's a lot of good data that backs that up, that the commute times, et cetera, equates to a poor quality of life if you have long ones.
Well, let me give it to you right now, Sam. Okay, it's 27 minutes right now, 23 minutes to get to Aloha Stadium. It's 4 minutes more to get to Pearl Harbor, 27 minutes. And from East Kapolei to the airport, 32 minutes. Yeah. And that is at a 99.84% accuracy. When you go to the train station, if you miss one, there are reader boards right there. Next one comes in 10 minutes, and they come. And as I said earlier, when we get to, if people want to go further east, when they get to Lagoon Drive, there'll be a bus every 10 minutes. Just as the train comes in, buses are there, you get on, boom, they go out. This is unlike anything we've seen before, ever, in transportation here in Honolulu. This is a big day and a big, you know, I would tell you, I was the fourth mayor to come into this. And during the year prior to getting elected, we did nothing but Zoom calls, and everybody was complaining about the rail. I think the narrative has already changed. We've seen it. People talk about more. We even have the FTA now back as our construction partner. Everybody's feeling happy. This next phase is what everybody's been waiting for. And I'm not overselling it. This next phase is going to surprise a lot of people.
That next phase opens up next Thursday, October 16th.
You got it.
Mayor, we'll see you out there. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.